Good night, everyone. Welcome to Collets Kitchen. Thank you for sharing, liking, and subscribing. I appreciate it so much. So continue to share, continue to have your friends subscribe. So tonight, we are going to be doing a simple chocolate cake. 1, 2, 3 chocolate cake from scratch, not from a box. So come, let me show you how we get this thing done. So this will be our ingredients. So our simple chocolate cake, we're going to have some oil, milk or baking powder, baking soda, or unsweetened cocoa powder, flour, baking flour, and our sugar. So as we get into it, I will let you know the amount. But these are our products that we're going to use for our simple chocolate cake. Okay, so we have 2 and 2/3 cups of flour. I would have shown you earlier the ingredients. So we have the flour. I just saved my baking powder and my baking soda here. So what I'm going to do now is to get my wet ingredients together. So my wet ingredients is going to be the cooking oil, the egg, and the milk. We're using 3 eggs. So let's go. Let me get a spoon. Well, rather a fork. So the thing with doing eggs, you don't want to just open the egg in your batter, because then no, if you get a spoiled egg, you know it spoil everything. So I always open it in a separate dish and then I pour it into what I want, just in case I crack an egg and that egg isn't good enough for baking. You crack it all and baby chicken come out fine. You understand me? Spoil everything we have to do. So get that together. We're going to use our milk now. We're using 1.5 cup of milk, and this is whole milk. So I'm using 1.5 cup. I want to do it here so I can get it to eye level. And I'm pouring. All right, little bit under. Good. 1.5 cup of milk. We're pouring that. And now I'm going to add our cooking oil. So I'm using 1 cup. 1 cup of cooking oil. So let me open this. And it is important to note that you will use vegetable oil. So this is vegetable oil and I need 1 cup. Pouring it in the same container. All right. It's 1 cup of oil. Good. And then now what we're going to do is to mix all our ingredients together. But let me get the vanilla. You know that vanilla give everything a little taste. The Regina Dare brand, that's the one I use. It's clear, awesome flavor, just the same. I prefer this than the the regular dark vanilla that we're used to. So I'm going to put some vanilla into our mixture. Going to use 3 teaspoons. I have these from baking class. I'm a little bit attached to them. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And that's our wet ingredients. So it's our 3 eggs, 1.5 cup of milk, 1 cup of oil, vegetable cooking oil, and we're going to mix this together. I'm going to be using now 1 cup of unsweetened cocoa. You know, Roma cocoa when you grow are the best thing. So I'm going to fill up this, my 1 cup spoon. Try not to make a mess, but when you're baking, that's almost impossible. You just have to clean up after. So let me dash everything. Aroma coconut cheap, it might be expensive, so I take my time. So that's 1 cup of unsweetened cocoa. I put it in my sieve. So I'm dusting this over the 2 2/3 cups of flour, my baking powder, 2 1/4 spoon of baking powder, and 2 1/4 spoon of baking soda also. So just siphon it out over it. Once I'm through with this, I'm going to add the sugar into it, sugar and salt. What I will do in the below, I will put the recipe below so that you guys can try. It's easy to make. So we're using our sugar now. We're going to use 3 cups of sugar. Level it off. Alright, that's 1. For those who love chocolate cake, you wonder why it's so nice and sweet. A lot of sugar, eh? But let's go. Sugar makes everything better. Alright. 3 cups of sugar. And as I said to you, we're going to be adding our salt. So we're using 3/4 spoons of salt. 2, 3. Get that out of the way. Now this is the whisk for my mixer. This particular chocolate cake I always do it by hand. So I'm just going to stir in everything. Stirring in our sugar, baking soda, baking flour, everything. So I always use the blade from the mixer to stir this, just to get everything in. So get it looking nice and even. Color kind of change, you understand me? Alright, you can still hear the sugar and everything. Now it's important to know that you need to have at least a pot of boiling water, maybe 2 cups of boiling water happening on your stove, because we're going to add a little hot water to this mixture. So we're finished with this dry mixture. We're coming over here now to the wet mixture. Let me get some of the stuff out of your way. So remember, we had done our milk, egg and oil, and vanilla. So let me just use the same whisk up everybody. Nice. Alright. So this is all mixed together. We want to ensure that we get the yolk mixed out. Good. So this is how you want it to look. We're finished with that. So now we're going to be combining both mixtures. Alright, so we're going to combine our ingredients together now, our wet with our dry. For me, I'm using a hand mixer. Now, this hand mixer, not as old as me, but probably older than some of you. I grew up using this. It's my mother's. I took it from her, so it's now mine. So I'm going to pour in the wet mixture. We're mixing our mixture together. As you can see, it's coming together nicely. We're going to pour some more of the wet liquid in it. If you don't have a hand mixer, you can go ahead and use your KitchenAid mixer if you have one of that, or whichever mixer you have. All right, we're going to pour the last of the liquid in. So this is chocolate cake from scratch, right? And then now the next thing we're going to be doing is to add our boiling water. So it's going to be 3/4 cups of boiling water. Let me stop that there. You can see rich and nice. All right, we stop it there, and I'm going to get my boiling water. We're going to be using our measuring cup, and I want 3/4. All right, this is a little bit too much. We're going to pour off some. All right, and this is good. We're going to pour it in, and I'm just going to use the same mixture blade and work it into the mixture. Don't panic because I see it look watery. You just continue to work it in. Just work it in. You see, you still have that nice consistency. So if you're using your hand mixer, you don't want to mix it for too long. The longer you mix cakes or flour to be exact, more build up you have of gluten, and then you have a tougher cake, a harder cake. All right, so this mixture is finished. I'm going to be pouring it into a 9x13 tin. So the ingredients: a 9x13 rectangular baking sheet. So the ingredients will give you a lot. So I am putting it in a square tin, rectangular tin. All right, so we're going to pour in this tin. All right. Now, by the looks of it, I think I can get another 9x13 out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and grease my next tin. So I have my next tin here grease. So when we talk about grease, talking about rubbing up your butter on the bottom and getting your grease paper on. So I'm going to pour the remaining mixture in this tin. Alright. So it's not the same amount, but then I didn't want that cake to be too high because I'm going to be layering them. Alright. Make sure we scrape out everything. We get everything good. All right, so I'm just going to give it a little nudge. All right, so this is our 2 tin of chocolate cake in a 9 by 13 tin. You're going to place them in your oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 176 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to place them in the oven, and they take 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes, and they're done. All right, so as you can see, my cakes are finished. I am going to get a little help to stick it with a toothpick. We want to ensure that it comes out clean, and we're clean. You normally stick the middle of it. So let's get our cakes out. So here we have our cakes all done, and I'm going to allow them to cool, and then we're good to go. Your chocolate cakes.